Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another edition of the Sacred Heart Coaches Show, episode number 6, as we get set for another week of college football. Dan Gardella, joined by always by the head coach of the Sacred Heart football team, Mark Nofri. Coach, thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
Another tough loss on the road at Howard that makes 2 losses in a row. What was the message that you told your guys down in D.C. after the game?
Well, we spoke a little bit about, how we were playing very well the first quarter and a half. Kind of took our foot off the pedal a little bit in the second quarter. But again, we went into the locker room with a 17-9 lead. And I knew we were getting the ball to start the third quarter. So kind of just brought the kids together and said, we need to keep our composure. We need to keep our foot on the gas. Great teams know how to finish. And this team that we were playing wasn't going to back down. As you can see right before half, they scored a little bit on a freak play. The ball was tipped twice. But again, they hung around, and I told them that we needed to finish the job that we had started, and this team wasn't going to back down, and don't take anything for granted. In the second half, we had opportunities to make plays, and we didn't make them when it counted, and they did, and they were able to get a win, and we didn't. So it's disappointing, obviously. It hurts. I know the players are upset, the coaches are upset, and but again, we had that opportunity to win a game, and we weren't able to finish the job that we started.
That's 2 straight losses for you. It's a very uncharacteristic thing to see from a team led by you. So does anything change in the weekly preparation leading up to Saturday's game, or do you try to keep things the same?
No, we always look to change up some things when things aren't going well. As a head coach, I meet with the staff and meet with the captains and leadership council, and we talk through some things, what we could do different, what we could change up, what we could make better, what we need to do to put ourselves in position to win, and then how do we go about finishing the game that we're playing to make sure we come away with a win. So there's different things that we can do that we talked about, and we're looking at it today, and I'm sure this week we'll make some changes and do some things different to hopefully put us in good position to win on Saturday.
Well, so you are back home at Campus Field where you are 2-0 this season. You're welcoming Merrimack, a team that's fairly new to the Northeast Conference. For someone who has been around this conference since it began and you've seen teams come and go, what does it mean to you to see the conference continue to try and bring in new schools and new talent to keep the league interesting and have new teams competing for that crown?
Well, I think it's great. I still think we're probably short 1 or 2 teams. It'd be nice to have a conference with 10 football schools in it, and you're playing 9 games and only 2 out of league games, or even play 8 league games and have 3 non-conference and rotate that one team that you don't play every other year. But I think it's great that Merrimack's in the conference. Again, another New England team. I think it's great that LIU joined the conference as well. We're sorry to see Robert Morris go, but again, it's a good league. Robert, listen. Merrimack's got a very good team. They have a quarterback that's thrown, close to 17 or 18 touchdowns in 5 games. They're averaging quite a few points. They got probably one of the better secondaries in the whole conference. We played them in the spring. I fought a lot of them on defense in the spring. I think they run to the ball. They play hard. Their secondary is outstanding. And, we're going to have our hands full. We got to be prepared to stop their quarterback and a couple of their receivers that are very good, and they're going to play hard, and they're going to come in here hungry. So again, it's my job to get my team prepared and make sure that they execute the game plan that we put in place.
Now, Saturday's game against Merrimack is the beginning of a 3-game homestand for you guys in which you face Merrimack, Central Connecticut State, and then Duquesne, arguably the toughest stretch of your schedule. How do you get your guys to acknowledge the fact that these 3 games can really make or break your schedule in conference play?
There's no question. Again, I talk to the team every single week about the importance of playing a college football game and how hard it is to win a game, regardless if it's in conference or out of conference. Obviously, the out of conference losses don't hurt you when you're trying to compete for an NEC championship, but we take it just as hard, whether it's a conference game or a non-conference game. And these guys understand that if you want to win the conference or you want to be playing meaningful games in November, you have to, do your job and win the games that are whenever they're scheduled. It doesn't matter who you're playing or how many are in a row that are pretty good, but obviously Merrimack's outstanding. Central Connecticut's won the league, last 2 out of 4 years. Duquesne's always at the top. So yeah, we got a kind of a stretch of murderer's row here, and we'll see if we're up to the challenge, and hopefully our kids understand that and are ready to compete for the next 6 weeks here at the end of the season.
And this Saturday's game, while you do return home, it's homecoming weekend at Sacred Heart University. For somebody that's been around the campus and the program, how special is it to be able to play home and welcome back the alumni to watch you guys play?
You know, I've only been head coach for 9 years, but I've been here for 28. So, you know, it's always good to see former football players and alumni come back to campus. Even last weekend down in DC, there were 4 or 5 kids that are alumni that live locally or live in the area, and they came over to watch us play. I think it says a lot about the program and the type of kids that we bring in here that graduate. And you know, they're excited. They love coming back and seeing the kids play. They love to see what the campus has gone through and the changes, and they're proud of Sacred Heart football. And that's how it should be. When kids leave Sacred Heart, they should come back. You should be proud of their alumni and, you know, what they've done and what they've built here. And hopefully we can continue that with the future pioneers.
And we only have one Ask Nof question this week. And if you want to submit them for future episodes, be sure to do it on Twitter with the hashtag AskNof. It is surrounding homecoming weekend. You are a little busy during the weekends coaching a football game, but do you get a chance when alumni come back to visit them and have a couple moments to catch up with them?
Yeah, listen, no matter if it's homecoming weekend or just a regular home game and I see alumni there, or they come downstairs to the offices before, I always try and spend at least a few minutes with each and every one of them. In the parking lot, if I see them after the game, yeah, I'm always willing to stop and talk with them. Like I said, you know, they're pioneers for life. They've been here. They set the foundation for this program in the school, and it's always great to see them grown up and with jobs and families, and I love seeing them when they're back on campus.
If you want to ask your questions, submit your questions to Coach Nof. Be sure to do it on Twitter for future episodes. You guys are back home this week, hosting Merrimack on Alumni Weekend. Coach, thanks so much for joining me. Good luck on Saturday. Welcome back to the Sacred Heart Coaches Show as we jump from football to women's ice hockey, as I'm joined by the head coach of the Sacred Heart women's ice hockey team, Tom O'Malley. And Coach, thanks so much for joining me.
Oh, you're welcome. Good morning.
So you come off a win against St. Michael's 3 games into the season. What do you like about your team so far?
Yeah, I like everything about our team. I mean, we have it's a very vibrant team, very competitive team. I firmly believe that good people make up the team, you know what I'm saying? And we've had a lot of success over these last 5-6 years. You know, good people, good students, and naturally good hockey players. Yeah.
Last year, you guys went through an uncharacteristic season record-wise, struggling with the shortened season. How do you take what you learned last year with all the hurdles and everything, and you look to improve on that this season?
Well, we already have greatly improved it. Well, last year we played 11 games. I think we scored 12 goals. And the other night we had 7, and we had 2 against Clarkson. So we're just about there in 3 games. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we're back with that competitive edge, goal scoring edge. You know, offensive minded, defensive minded, and yeah. We're just looking forward to a great year.
One thing that you have done really well that has led to success for your teams in past years has been your upperclassmen leadership, year in and year out, being able to step up and carry on that tradition. How much do you rely on them to coach your other players as much as you do?
Yeah, a great deal. I mean, we've had you know, great leadership, you know, over these years, and you know, the people that are wearing the C's and the A's, the captains and the assistant captains, you know, they're you know, leading by example in terms of like how they were led. You know, they saw how, you know, their upperclassmen gave them direction and provided direction for them, and they've just taken that and you know, put their version into it, and you know, done a great job with it.
What is it going to take for this year's team to return to the top and hoist that trophy?
It's gonna be, you know, the everyday, you know, the off ice in the weight room. You know, what they put into that is what they're gonna get out of it, and they're gonna take that onto the ice. But then the everyday practice and the everyday execution in our games. You know, I tell the girls, you know, there's no, you know, Hostess Cupcake weekends on our schedule here. You know what I'm saying? Like we need to play, you know what I mean? And we need to play hard, and we need to take those steps and continue to build our game, build our foundation, game by game, step by step, put the pillars in, and in the end, we're gonna be there.
The women's ice hockey team continues their season this weekend as they look to return to the top of the New Ha and hoist that championship trophy. Coach O'Malley, thanks so much for joining me.
Thank you very much.